Would the 80-year-old version of me be proud of the man that I am right now? That's a question I was pondering this morning whilst we're having my coffee. And I sat with it for around 90 minutes. And I'm going to share with you my outcome or the results from what I was thinking about during that. There's two type of men in the world, right? There's one type who will avoid that question because he knows the answer. He already knows the answer, and the answer is no, he's not proud, right? But that guy is too scared to actually do anything about it. The other guy, the other man, will ask himself that question, will sit on it, will answer it honestly, because he's got self-respect and he'll want to make changes in his life to make his life fundamentally better for himself and everybody around him too. So when I look at this question, I think overall, would the guy be proud? Would the 80-year-old version of me be proud? And I think he would, for sure. Looking at the obstacles that I've come over, the challenges that I've faced, where I am right now, proud. Very grateful for where I am right now as well. And then I like to break it down into 5 buckets, okay? So health and fitness, rest and recovery, work and business, relationships and community, and mindset. All right, so when I break all those down, I kind of like score myself out of 5. So let's run through them. So health and fitness out of 5. Give myself a 4. I don't think I am very dialed in with my health and fitness. I don't miss with training, don't miss with nutrition. And I'm probably not far away from being in the best shape of my life right now. Now, I do run blood tests every 6 months or so. Just due to the previous problems that I've had with mold illness, I'm still coming out the other side of that, and some of my bloods are still a little bit skewed, so I need to get them checked. Cholesterol, lipids being one of them, and also my sex hormones, okay, and just reproductive hormones in general, something that I actually need to address based on the blood results that I've just got. So that's why I'm a 4, plus we can never be a 5. Can never be 5. We're not aiming for perfect here. We're aiming for consistency, right? We're aiming to be the best we can be, but can anybody ever be perfect? I don't know. Maybe. Now, health and fitness is very, very broad, obviously, but you've got to look at your training, you've got to look at your nutrition, you've got to look at the consistency of those things. You've got to be looking at, are you actually progressing forward in the right areas with those things in place? Are you actually making progress? So those were the things that I looked at overall with that. And yeah, I'm happy and content with where I'm at with those. Then I'm looking at my overall rest and recovery. Now, I scored myself a 2 with this because I'm getting a lot better at it. So, for example, I take Saturday afternoons off and I take Sunday afternoons off work completely too. But when I say I work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m, literally Monday to Friday, and then from 6 a.m. to 12-ish on Saturdays and Sundays. Obviously, there's breaks in between there. I'm eating and things like that. But, there's a lot more room there for prioritization of rest and recovery. And rest and recovery is important. For me, rest is a prerequisite for growth, and it should be for everybody else too. When you get adequate rest, you are more creative. When you are more creative, do I need to explain that? So, score out of 10 there. What I need to score out of 5, what I need to do to improve that is fundamentally schedule more downtime, be strict with the downtime as well, and make sure that I actually do it. And a big part of that for me as well is sleep. The sleep's not fantastic, but that links back to the blood tests and the hormone testing and stuff that I've had. when your hormones are dialed in a lot of the time, your sleep will be a lot better too. So that's something that I am focusing on. That is the overall pillar, winding down, making sure that I am not always on throughout the day. And I do schedule times for, coming back down to baseline, and that will then help with more productive sleep. We've got business and work overall. For me right now, it's a big 4. I'm so happy and fulfilled with where I am with Compound right now. If you haven't checked it out, go have a look on my Instagram, Josh Lancaster J2. Very, very happy with the direction where that's going. The clients that I've got coming through the door, the processes, the vision that I've got, looking to 10x Compound in the next 3 years. And I'm not just talking about revenue, I'm talking about quality of results, the value that I give to clients, the information, everything with inside Compound. And we're heading in that direction, believe me, because there is no other option. And I'm just so excited and motivated. My energy overall, when I think about Compound and when I work on Compound, is absolutely incredible. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I couldn't be happier with where we're at right now with that. Like I say, the clients that we're attracting, the clients that we've got in the business right now, absolutely incredible. So really, really happy with that. Then, mindset. So again, a good 4 right now. Some things that help me with my mindset is business being in a good spot, health and fitness being in a good spot. And every single morning I will do a walk for 20 minutes and I will talk affirmations to myself for 20 minutes. Every night before I go to bed, I will do some affirmation journaling, without doubt, every single day. And those 2 things, very, very good. Surrounding yourself in the right environment as well is also crucial for mindset. So take a look at your own personal space. Are you doing the right things on a daily basis, which will actually positively contribute to a positive mindset? Or are you surrounded by the wrong people and the wrong environment, and you're not actually doing anything like journaling, meditating, or anything like that? Do the right things, which will help you get the outcomes that you are looking for. And then the last one, excuse me. Just doing a service there, so I shall be quiet. The last one is relationships and just community, right? And that's one where I score myself the lowest, number 1 out of 5. And it's really simple why. Community, relationships is something that I've massively neglected over recent times. And it's the biggest thing it's the utmost priority for me right now to fix. So in the next phase of my life, I'm going to be moving to the Costa del Sol in Spain, where I already have some good connections. I know there's a good expat community there as well. And a massive part of that for me is rebuilding that friendship, community, relationship side of my life, because I know that when I fix that, a lot of other things in my life, like sleep and the stress and things like that, will all come into place. Studies quite clearly show that you can everything can be in an amazing spot, but if your relationships and that side of your life is lacking, it's the biggest cause of like stress and problems and death, to be honest, which is crazy to think about, right? So that's a massive priority for me. So I've rambled on a little bit there, but I've just been open and honest with you. Would the 80-year-old version be happy with where I'm at right now in my life? Yes, he'd be very, very proud. Very, very proud. Now, is there stuff to work on? Yeah. So for you, if you want to do this exercise, ask yourself that question. Then break each part down into those 5 pillars. Score yourself honestly, and then understand what you need to do to bring those pillars to a higher level. It's a really, really thought-provoking task. But if you do it properly and sit with it and give yourself the time to do it, and then put the action steps in place to actually move forward, it's honestly life-changing. Ask yourself the question honestly. Sit in it, think about your relationships, community, your health, your fitness, your rest, your recovery, your work, your business, your mindset. Where are those out of 5? Score yourself properly and accurately, and then understand what you need to do to level each one of those up. You're not trying to get them all 5 out of 5. You're not trying to get them all perfect. But if you can add 1 or 2 to each one of those over the next 90 days before you revisit this again, honestly, your life will go to a whole new level. And that's what I'm looking to do. So specifically, looking to sort out my bloods, looking to sort out my sleep and my rest. Compound business is looking to continue. Mindset will continue as well. Those 2 things are the biggest things for me. This is a raw talk. I used to do a lot more of these, and this is a lot more of what I really enjoy doing outside of the vlogs and stuff. The vlogs feel a little bit more unauthentic to me, to be honest, whereas this type of stuff where I just talk is very much me. It really, really is. So I'm going to still do the vlogs every now and again, but these raw talks are going to be a lot more frequent. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Speak to you soon.